There's something very special about repetition. When things are repeatable, that means you could do it again and again and again. And then you leave a paper trail. You could track your progress. You can also track what needs to be improved. When something is able to be, or when something is deemed repeatable, then it could encourage scalability, is what I want to say. To scale is to basically grow, you know? When something is started, it always starts out, well, not always, but many times things start out small, you know? Starts out small, you do what you can, and then you grow. When you keep on investing back into whatever it is that you're doing. No matter if you're investing love, if you're investing time, if you are investing money, if you invest more than you use, that encourages the scaling up, growing, being like an enhanced version of self or of the action that you take. Something that you did from a space of singularity becomes multiplied, right? And it just grows and gets bigger. So the more something grows, the better, because dependent on what it is, you could reach more people and you have a greater impact, okay? So when you're able to repeat something consistently, I just heard you show the universe that you're dedicated. You're dedicated to the task or to the cause. You're dedicated. It shows dedication. It shows grit. It shows trustworthiness. When people see that in you, that makes them they feel comfortable to work with you, because they know that you'll either put that same effort in that you put in on your own, or it would increase just because you become a little more motivated, driven, or resources are become easily accessible when you're not doing something just on your own. Also, there's this collaborative energy as well that stays here in this space, and collaboration also encourages and supports growth. Okay. When something can be on repeat, it's easier to teach. It's easier to teach, and it's easier to leave for others to have a guide from what you figured out. The more you repeat something, the more you understand it, and the more you know it like the back of your hand. You know? Just like the more you study something, the more you get to know whatever you're studying. You just like, oh, I kind of know. There's probably more for me to know, but I know what I need to know to make a decision. And then the more you study, the more you learn, it could be studying anything. It could be studying a specific topic. It could be studying yourself. It could be studying your family. And if there are any generational curses in your family that you're interested in breaking, you could study someone else that intrigues you, or that you learn from, or that you just find special in some way to your growth. It's best to pay attention to those who give value, as opposed to those who spread information that's not so good for you or others, right? Just because, what does that really do for you? It kind of really it sets you back. It makes you take some steps back instead of forward. So when you repeat something you, I want to say, accentuate. You accentuate its presence in your life. Is that the right word for me to use? That's what I feel like I want to say. That's what it feels like, right? Enhance. To accentuate is to make something more prominent or noticeable. It's an intensity. Yeah, so this is why, okay, I see a bunch of different ways to go here, but I'm trying to stick to one. What you pay most attention to and what you study the most intensifies in your life. And I think many of you may have heard this in different ways. So the more that you indulge in a certain topic or genre of thought or genre of music, it intensifies, it accentuates your perception as well as your actions that you take, because it's in alignment with your perception, and your perception derives from your beliefs. It keeps on going back and back and back. That's when you get to the root of something. You start to understand the true nature of the why. Then things make sense to you because you can, I heard, replant the thought in good soil or pull the ideology from the root out of your subconscious mind. And I literally saw a plant being potted and then one being uprooted. Then the soil began to sprinkle down and I saw the roots. The roots are white, usually. Maybe a couple little brown ones here and there. But the roots are usually like white when you see the roots of any type of vegetation. The roots are white. White usually coincides with purity. I want to go to a place, but this is going to take me away. Roots usually coincide with purity, like an angelic nature. So it's easy to think that something that is already implanted in your subconscious mind is good just because it's rooted. So it feels good because you know it, it's familiar to you, and it feels right, but it doesn't mean it's right. What's rooted within your subconscious can seem like it's correct because it's comfortable, but it doesn't mean that it's right. You have to be able to detect if whatever you believe is right or not. That's discernment. How do you use discernment? Mystic. Align it with divine alignment. Is the belief that you have in alignment with divine law? Spiritual law? Universal laws? You know, is it in alignment, the thoughts that you have? Once you recognize that your thoughts are not breaking any spiritual laws, then you know that your discernment is being used accordingly. I hope I said that correctly because it sounded a bit choppy, but in order to use your discernment properly, the basis that you could use, like the foundation point to pull from, is spiritual laws and universal laws. Not man's laws, because those are flawed. And it's up to the people to enforce change in those laws. I just heard, but that's a fight that many are not willing to fight. And there's something also here about many individuals not really being aware of what needs to change exactly, just knowing that it just doesn't feel right, you know. Some people's mind is just not in this space of what's good to repeat and what's not good to repeat. Now, when something is good for you, when you repeat it, oh, it's wonderful, because it's going to get you these beautiful results that you've been working hard for, working hard to receive. Especially if what you're repeating it for a purpose. Like, there's intention behind the repetition. It's like training. When one trains, they repeat a certain like schedule. And they do it over and over again, because the more you repeat, the more likely you'll get the results that you're looking for. If you fall off of that repetition, it could either be good or bad, because if you fall off and you start reverting back to ways that are not good for you, then all of the progress that you've gained will be lost, and you'll have to start all over again. And sometimes you set yourself so far back that you have to start at a worse condition than when you began the last time. But that's if you really just fall off and just kind of be too lackadaisical, and then that causes you to not really be so conscious about certain activities or ways that you indulge in, and then it affects you in a negative way. However, if you repeat that which is good and tweak it to make it better, then you'll see faster results. It's just the process in the middle could be very technical, and that process could really affect one's emotional state, because sometimes it could get overwhelming. Sometimes it could feel daunting even. So that's why it's good to be around individuals who are in alignment with your divine thought, because it enhances the experience, and it is also like a motivator. Just like I know a lot of people that they don't like to work out at home, you know, because they don't feel motivated. They're like, I'm home, I just want to like sit down somewhere and, I don't know, eat something. But then some people don't have any problem working out from home. But the people that do feel like they need a little push, like a little motivation, they want to get up and go to the gym because they see other people working out, and it's like, oh, okay, now I could do this like a little better because the other people doing it too. So I feel like, you know, it just feels right. It's like, yeah. You see somebody go hard and make you want to go hard. Like, you know, it's like this little motivation, you know. But at home, you have to motivate yourself. You have to want to do it at home. You know, yeah, you have to want to do it at home. I just so happen to be someone where it doesn't matter. I'll be home or at the gym. It doesn't matter, right? That's how I feel. And if you change your mind, you can actually save money because you don't pay for the gym membership. You just work out at home. But that is as per, you know, whatever your preference is. So it'll be different for different people, and that's okay. But you always want to weigh your pros and cons when it comes to what you repeat, why you're repeating it, if it's beneficial to you, or if it's going to harm you. Is it even going to harm those that you love around you? Why does my camera keep jumping around, and I don't know why? I wonder if it's going to record like that and then you're going to see it do a little jump. I don't know. But I'm going to try to ignore it. I don't know why it's doing that. It did it again. I don't think I like it. It's like a jumping something. I don't know what to call it, but it's jumping. But to be able to repeat something that is good for you is one of the best things one can do in life, because it shows consistency, and you will also feel more confident in yourself because you'll start to see results. A lot of times people give up when they don't see results. They give up very quickly because they want to see results quicker rather than later. It's like this impatience that really puts a damper on the progress because of a lack of patience and thinking so much about time. But when you stop thinking about like man's time and you think about divine timing, your perception changes and the experience becomes enhanced when you highlight the relationship that you have with the Creator, with source energy. Your perception changes just because you know that what you're doing is that which is good, and it's going to reap blessings. It's going to reap good benefits in your life, in your mind, in your psyche, like how you feel. And it motivates you to do more because you already see, okay, I could do this, so now I can do something else, or I can, just repeat it in a different way for something else or some other project that I want to get into. You motivate yourself by seeing the progress. Many times people start to feel bad about their circumstances because they feel like they're not doing enough, and then they don't feel strong enough to do something new because they often tend to get stuck into this place or space of pessimism, and it makes them feel like they can't move forward. But that's just a perception of someone who is weak in spirit. Sometimes new environments, I feel like many times, new environments spark inspiration. So that's why you see, like, sometimes I've heard that like writers or artists have writer's block, or they feel like they need inspiration. They go outside, or they'll travel to another place in the world, or they'll go around people like friends and family, and through conversation and communicating with others and seeing new places and being around different environments all around the world, that's inspiration. Because you may talk to someone, you have a mini conversation, doesn't even need to be that long, but something that person said or something you said or whatever was spoken about in that short amount of time can inspire something inside of you to make you then want to repeat what inspired you in a different form. And then you create this alchemical reaction to the experience by creating whatever it is, whatever you're going to write, whatever you're going to draw, whatever you're going to paint, whatever you're going to sculpt, But it's just about repetition. And it's interesting, just when I just said that, like how you can really repeat an experience and by transforming it into something else and making that thing beautiful. Because something inspired you, and inspiration sparks passion inside of us. That's why it's good to be around many different people from different places, because there's this spark that you can, or that is ignited just through natural communication. It's very powerful and it's very real. And being that so many things are fake, when you connect to something real, it always feels so good. It feels so holistic. It feels like it like feeds your soul. It's like feeding a different part of you that hasn't been fed in a while. That's what it feels like. It feels like certain encounters that you have in life feed just a certain part of you, and that's the part of you that most likely has been void and feeling empty for a long time because there was nobody to fill it. But then once you see that there's someone or something or a certain aspect of your perception that fills a void within you, whatever that is, you want to keep it close. You do, because there's not many of that. It's rare, whatever that is for you. So whatever that is for you, whatever you find or whatever you've found, whatever inspires you, you need to like protect it, love it, keep it around you, respect it. When you respect something, it lasts longer. You know, it just lives longer, lasts longer. And when anything feels appreciated, it wants to give more. Just like when you're teaching someone, or teaching, it could be anyone. I was going to say a child because that's the first thing that came to my mind. But it's really anyone. When you teach someone and then you praise them in a way of recognizing or acknowledging their improvement, that always helps a person to want to do more. It's like encouraging. It's like, oh, you see me? Oh, thank you. It's like, thank you. You know, you see me? You see me? Like the real me? The real me, not what everybody says. Not who everybody says I am, but who I say I am. You see me? Because that's another distortion. People that have a problem with repeating an ideology of someone else based off what other people said, they never get a chance to choose on their own, you know? So they keep on repeating something that's bad. That's not good to do that, because you could miss out on like a beautiful relationship. Yes. So there's many relationships that would have been beautiful if they didn't have, if certain individuals did not abide by false beliefs that have been, what's the word? That have intercepted their own thoughts. There's many relationships that could have been if their beliefs have not been intercepted by someone else's thoughts. It's really sad how people are so quick to believe someone else's idea, and they don't even think about if they should find out for themselves. They don't even think about it. It doesn't even cross their mind. They just go along with it. That's really sad. But it could change though. Right? I think so. I am a strong believer that it can change. Because I know it. It's so tiny. Dude, just look. You gotta tighten the screws. They loose. Tighten the screws. They're a little loose. Okay? Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. It's too many loose screws. They keep trying to screw you. You gotta handle your own screws. That's it. That's what it is. And use your own tools. Handle your own screws and use your own tools. Okay? That's it for this message. On to the next one.